Some cases refuse to fade with time. They don't soften. They don't lose their weight. This is one of them. In 1998, a man named Harold Brady did something so calculated, so cruel, that even seasoned investigators would later struggle to describe it without pausing. He kidnapped a mother and her 5-year-old daughter. And instead of letting the child go, he left her alive in a swamp known for one thing: alligators. Now, more than 2 decades later, a jury is once again being asked a single question. Should this man die for what he did? But to understand how this happened, we have to go back. Before the swamp. Before the canal. Before a little girl vanished into the dark. How it began. This wasn't a random attack. This didn't start with a stranger in the night. Chundel Mayock met Harold Brady through a mutual friend from church. He had a wife. He seemed normal. Polite. The kind of man you don't question. The kind you trust, just enough. At first, nothing about him felt dangerous. But slowly, something changed. Harold began showing up at Chundel's apartment unannounced. No calls. No invitations. He would stay briefly, then leave. Nothing overtly threatening, just uncomfortable. The kind of feeling you can't explain, but can't ignore. Then one day, he crossed a line. During one of those visits, Harold placed his hand between her legs. This time, Chundel didn't freeze. She reacted. She grabbed a knife and made it clear he needed to leave, immediately. He left. Later, he apologized. According to court records, he never made another advance. On the surface, that might sound like the end. It wasn't. It was the beginning. November 6, 1998. It was a Friday. That afternoon, Harold picked Chundel up from work and drove her home. Nothing seemed unusual. He dropped her off around 5:30 p.m. and left. Hours later, Chundel tried to arrange a ride to pick up her daughter, Quanticia Candy Mock, who was staying with a family member. She didn't own a car. Call after call went unanswered. By around 10 p.m., she was out of options. That's when Harold returned. This time, he was driving a gold Lincoln Town car, a vehicle he had rented earlier that day. He said they needed to talk. But first, he offered to drive her to pick up Candy. She agreed. They picked up the child and returned to Chundel's apartment. Inside, Harold again said he needed to talk. Before he could continue, the phone rang. Chundel answered briefly. When she hung up, she told Harold he needed to leave. She said she was expecting company. She wasn't. She just wanted him gone. That lie changed everything. The attack. The moment she asked him to leave, Harold attacked. He wrapped his hands around her throat and began choking her, telling her he was going to kill her. He squeezed until she lost consciousness. When she woke up, she was still inside her apartment. Then he did it again. Around that time, the landlord, whose unit was attached, heard shouting. Loud enough to get his attention. A short while later, he looked outside. He saw Harold standing by the driver's side of the Gold Town car. He saw 5-year-old Candy standing near the passenger door. He did not see Chundel. The abduction. When Chundel regained consciousness again, she was in the back seat of the car. Candy was in the front passenger seat. Harold was driving. As the car moved, Chundel made a desperate decision. She whispered to her daughter, "We're going to jump." Harold warned her not to. She didn't stop. She pulled Candy into the back seat and opened the door. Harold slammed the gas and made a sharp turn. Both mother and daughter were thrown from the moving car. Harold stopped. He picked Candy up and put her back inside. Then he forced Chundel into the trunk. She remained there, trapped, terrified, unable to see or escape, for 30 to 45 minutes as he continued driving. Eventually, the car stopped. He pulled her out, threw her to the ground, and once again choked her until she lost consciousness, accusing her of using him, threatening to kill her. Left to die. When Chundel woke up, it was daylight. She was alone in a remote area surrounded by trees and thick brush. Injured but alive, she managed to reach a road and flag down help. Her daughter was still missing. That same morning, Harold returned home. His wife noticed him wiping down the inside of the rental car. Not casually, thoroughly. The washing machine was running. Inside were the clothes he had worn the night before. Police soon located Chundel at the hospital. She told them everything. Named Harold Brady. When detectives went to his house, they saw him leave and followed him to a gas station. When confronted, Harold appeared calm, until they told him Chundel was alive. Then he changed. He turned pale. His hands shook. He began to cry. Said he felt faint. He was arrested. The truth emerges. For hours, Harold refused to say where Can.